this new year, a great Friday. I believe all having amazing workout starts, exercise, reading habits. This is all happening, isn't it? If it's happening, well and good. Okay, great. So now today we're going to talk something on the scaled agile part. In the sense, we have scaled agile, which is highly demanded in the market. So a lot of questions. Why should I go for it? Do I really need to do this certification? So let's talk something about this. Not about the exact, not a certification. Let's talk something about what is scaled agile, why we need it. That's what I'm going to discuss today. Before that, I want to give a thank note to everyone for being here on time. And today there was a little push. Instead of doing 8:30, we had to move it to 9 as there are some calls happening for me. Good to see. I have a bunch of people here from different batches here, some of them from YouTube. Thanks a lot for being here. And a good information, tomorrow we are starting our first batch of 2022 for PMP. So huge amount of people are very eagerly enrolled to the system. And we're going to have a great session tomorrow. Anyone here who already did PMP or doing PMP also can be part of this program, because we may start talking a little bit on 7th edition. But don't think the class will be totally on 7th edition, because you know that PMP exam is based on exam content outline, not on 6th or 7th edition. So here and there, you will see some content going forward in the classes slowly. So that's about PMP. Coming to scaled agile, we will talk few topics here. I may have people from different domain here. I may have people from specifically on agile oriented implementation model. Whoever it is, scaled agile will be highly helpful. Let's understand what it is. Let's get inside. I'm just getting confirmation to everyone. You are able to hear me well. You are able to see me well. Things are good for you. Is that right?
Right, Shriram. We're able to hear you.
Fantastic. So you all got some good New Year resolution, telling that I will do this. Here on, I will work very hard in my office. Here on, I'll be so disciplined in my food habits. Here on, I'll do good exercise, good reading habits. A lot of resolutions happen. And you took a resolution here after no resolution. Lot could have happened. That's good. Look like as if just now the New Year has come in. It's already a week, already 7 days have gone, and days are running faster. Okay, quick look at some of the content we're going to touch base today. What I'll do is I'll share some screen information. So as the first one, first I'll bring some slide here. Okay, you should be able to see a slide, what I'm sharing now. If you are in Zoom, you should be able to chat with me on any questions. People are in YouTube, you can also put a chat message. Yeah, through chat, we'll understand some factors. All right, let's get in. So now, why safe? First of all, what is safe? Many people may not know. Safe means we know that safety measures. In corporate, we have fire drill safety measures, or could be of any work location, they have some safety measures. You have to wear that helmet, all those stuff, right? But this is not that one. This is called Scaled Agile Framework, SAFE, Scaled Agile Framework. Agile is being highly discussed in the recent days. That too, after PMP started talking Agile, all the industry people started listening about Agile. And many thought Agile is it could be a different segment only IT people can learn. The last 6 months or 1 year, we have taken classes to many people who from different domain, they too learned Agile. And the comment now is, Agile is more interesting. And they say that I'm liking Agile than what I'm following traditional method for a long time. That doesn't mean traditional method is wrong. It's good. But anything newly comes, you like it, isn't it? And something like a new dish in the restaurant, new dress model, new way of movie, new music, you like it. Same way, Agile is something new, people are liking it. If that's the case, in Agile, there is something called scalability. Scalability means making it bigger. So how it's going to work? That's where the scaled Agile comes into picture, right? Now, as Agile we are learning, I thought this is the right time to kickstart year 2022 to talk a little more on Agile. You may be from industry, a different industry, but market is demanding you to have some terminology called Agile in your resume. or you go for an interview, at least you can talk something about Agile. Many thought Agile means it could be like a daily stand-up, Scrum, sprint planning. That's just a ceremonies to do action, doing Agile. Being Agile is satisfying the customer, quick reflex. So this is what purely Agile about. Agile about improving ourselves, satisfying the customer, efficient way of working. That's called Agile, for which it doesn't mean only IT, any industry can be there. This is what I understood in the year 2021. Now we are going to 22. You should also understand, how can I make this Agile work in a bigger organization? If I'm working with more than 100 people, maybe I'm handling more than 5, 6 teams, how can I apply this Agile principles here? That is where scaled Agile comes in place. So let's understand something more scaled Agile. I have few slides and then I'll go to the real website of scaled Agile framework itself. They have a very beautiful website which has tons of content. I believe PMI gives, project management gives in a book form. Here they gave in a website form. It's pretty simple. Just you click and read. If you like website reading, if not, it will be a little tough for you because all are web page content. I'll show both of that and I will explain some concepts there. Let's go a little more. Here it goes. We have to start with some philosophy, isn't it? So one thing, I was listening to a few of them, various reasons, could be of a job, could be of a personal thing, some other thing pulling you back, you can't move forward. And some of them little fear of what will happen next, whether I will survive in the job, whether my lifestyle will be same or different. When I'm reading some of the books about how some people, even though a lot of things happen in life, they're very confident. When I read the books, they give one word, that confidence comes from preparation, in the sense of being prepared. So what do you mean by prepared, Sriram? It's something like, if you are looking for some change in your job, how much you are learning for that, how much you are reading for it, how much you are aware of what is in the market. That's a preparedness. When you're prepared for it, your confidence will be very high. On a health segment, if you want to be very healthy and good, how much you're aware of yourself, how much you're prepared for yourself to be good in the year 2022. Now, what is preparedness? Which is nothing but planning and practicing. Very simple. Plan something short term, long term, and practice towards it. That doesn't mean you cannot do anything else in your life. You can do your fun activities, all can happen. In a day of 24 hours, let's imagine you have 15 hours with you. In this 15 hours, of course, you have 2-3 hours fun activities for you. The rest all can be for planning and practicing, which will make you prepared. When you're prepared for something, your confidence level will be very high. It's something like going for a school level examination. And imagine there are 4 or 5 papers in school, which we have to write exams. Some papers we are well prepared. That day, the confidence will be very high. The way we walk, the way we talk about the friends will be different. Whereas imagine there is a paper which you didn't prepare well. Of course, your confidence will be very low. So the very simple principle is preparedness. But the point here and the problem here is, after the age of 25 or 30, what we do is we want confidence without preparing. What happens is we think that we are experienced in the life and everything will happen automatically. Actually, no. You have to prepare. You have to read. You have to exercise. You have to eat healthy food. You have to take care of family members. This is all preparedness. You have to do that. Without doing this, something will happen means it's a miracle. Maybe once in a while it can happen, not always. So for the year 2022, the point here is, anything you do, be little prepared for it. Work out for it. If you work for some time, the confidence level automatically goes high, even in your job. In your job, if you feel a lack of confidence because you don't know the technology, you don't know the people, you don't know the process, sit and prepare for it. It'll work well. All right, with this, we'll kickstart. I thought of giving a good start for 2022, telling that be prepared towards your goal. All right, let's go for it. So now, what is scaled Agile? I assume some of you little aware of what is scaled Agile. Some of you don't even know what it is. Now, let me give you a little heads up while you read this text content given here. All right, some history. I would have given in other videos also, but just want to repeat it because it's a year 2022. So now what happened is, in the year 2001, the Agile frame has been done. What happened is, they defined, the 17 people of Agile guys, they defined 4 manifesto plus 12 principles. These all came from the set of people who were discussing about Scrum, Kanban, extreme programming, crystal methodology. There are a lot of methodologies which was there from 1990s onwards. From 1985, 1990, 93, 94, 95. These are the time a lot of methodology in Agile they were discussed, but it was not called Agile. Only in the year 2001, when they framed this a 4 manifesto, 12 principle, Agile concepts came into the market. Very good. So now what happened after that? 2001 onwards, things are going good. We were able to have a team of people, 5 people, 10 people, and handle it effectively. Let's say 2 teams are there, 10 member, 10 member, they were handling effectively. When the team starts enlarging, getting bigger, they had little trouble in the sense of synchronizing, in the sense of collaborating. If you have 4 or 5 teams who have to work together, definitely there'll be mismatch or going not in a sync. So for that reason, on the years of 2004, 5, 6, 7, I imagine in the year of 2006, some timeline, there was something called LESS, Large Scale Scrum. This is one of the methodology used to do Scrum of Scrum. If you heard about Scrum of Scrum, this is what they used in the year 2006 and 7. It was popular. Even today, LESS is a popular method of handling bigger team. In 2008 or some timeline, there was a discussion about scaled agile. They started it, but not actually registered and kickstarted, but they were discussing about it. By the time many more other methods are coming up, like Nexus, there is one other method, discipline agile is slowly picking up. Now, in the year 2011, officially they announced the version of Scaled Agile Framework 1.0. So SAFE comes in picture when you have teams of teams, which is very huge in size to be handled. So Sriram, why we are discussing here today? Because when you're listening here, you may have 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of experience in the industry. You may be a lead, you may be a manager. Now you may be looking for a senior manager, senior lead, senior scrum master. Now you'd like to go to the next level where you want to handle more than one number of teams. If you want to do that, you are into this scaled agile group where scale means making it bigger. Now corporates are looking for somebody who possesses the knowledge of scaled agile so that they can hand over you 4 or 5 teams, something like a program manager. I know people coming from traditional world, there we use the word portfolio, program, project. Here, the terminology is slightly changing. They're using a release train engineer, scrum master, some terminologies are there. Let's not hit too heavily on the terminology. Let's understand handling more than 4 or 5 teams. We need some people to handle it effectively or work with such a big forum, how to do it effectively. And from 2011, it picked up and it slowly got the momentum. By now, what happened is there's a Fortune 500 companies. Most of the Fortune 500 companies implemented the scaled agile and they found it is working very efficiently for them. I'll show you how it works effectively for them. They were all using LESS for a long time. They found SAFe is a little more organized, very well programmed. And in 2016 or 17, it picked up heavily. And if you watch out now, we are in 2022 and we have a version called SAFe 5.1. Okay, it started with 1, now we are in 5.1. So why the versions are changing, Sriram? It means whenever they apply in a corporate, definitely there'll be some feedback. Corrections can be done, update can be done, or some improvements can be done. And SAFe is one of the framework which accepts the changes. Because you're talking agile means you have to accept change, right? So they accept changes. And through this, what happened is they have grown up. Now, most of the Fortune 100 or 500 companies are implemented already. I'll show you some list of them in some time. Now, what happened is once those companies do, what will happen? There are next levels of company. All will start implementing. In the United States and UK, or at least in the European Union, you can see SAFe is highly recognized and used in all information technology and technology-based company. If that's happening there, what will happen? Within 4 or 5 years, what will happen? Vibration will happen in all the other countries. See, these are the countries that are trendsetters, America and one is European. When they do that, it will vibrate. And it's very obvious in another couple of years, it's going to spread like anything in all the industry. What I'm trying to tell, Get ready for it. Be prepared for it. Then you'll be confident. So you mean, Sriram, I have to ignore other agile courses, PMP? No, each has its own value. If you talk PMP is for any domain in the world. It talks a bigger umbrella. In this one segment is scaled agile. Oh, really? Yes, it is. I'll explain that. Now, point here is this is how it started. Now, this is SAFe is considered as a world's topmost framework, okay, for business agility. The word business agility. This class today is to explain why scaled agile. Business agility. Now, the market is drastically changing, drastically having more new thought process coming in. If that's the case, the whole business should have agility, not me, not you, business. What is agility? In sports, a person, how quick they have a reflex. In football, we see agility. A ball turns, quick turn, take it left, right, move forward, right? That's agility. If you can't do that, you'll be out of the game, right? Your reflex is very slow, you're out of the game. Your reflex should be good. Then only you can win the game in football. In business, you should have that reflex. You cannot tell that once upon a time I planned, same way it'll work. No, things will change. COVID came in, things will change. Between two countries in the border, there could be some issue. It can impact your system. You have to change. New competitor coming in the market, launching a product which directly hits your business. You have to change. Or you have to be innovator. You have to do something new. For this kind of actions, sometimes the traditional model of implementing the work step by step has a problem. So they went with the scaled agile model. Now, what is inside scaled agile? In scaled agile, highly they follow few factors. At least I'll catch up two factors, which is very interesting. One is agile. In agile, I said 4 manifesto, 12 principles, highly focus on customer satisfaction, early delivery, and have a flexibility of changes. This is agile. And scaled agile picked up one more factor called as lean. Lean is from Toyota, whereas a lean manufacturing system. Here we call lean product development. Lean is reduction of wastage. Waiting time is waste. Defect is a waste. Extra process is a waste. Extra feature is a waste. So you ignore all the waste activities. One side, you are having a reflex, speed, customer satisfaction. One side, you have reduction of wastage. When these two come together, definitely it's going to be beneficial. And that is where scaled agile got the good name in the market. There are a few more are there, like systems thinking, DevOps is there. I'll explain it later. So point here is, using scaled agile, when they do that, what happened is they were able to serve faster. This is fast is the word we all like, right? When you order something in Amazon, until ordering, you will take 4 days. But once you order, you want in 8 hours to be delivered, right? When you do that for Amazon, same way customer in the market, they will take enough time to order for a product or a project. But once they order, they want it faster. But how do you do that? That to such a massive scale, how you do that? Small scale is fine. You can have 1 or 2 agile team will do it. Teams of 100 people, 500 people have to work together, but still you have to deliver faster. How you do? You need a system in place, and you have become more predictable and with a higher quality. To give a quick highlight, when you do agile, usually we do Scrum, we do Sprint. I give a analogy that when you do a birthday party, that's at a small team level. Birthday party, hardly 30-40 people you invite to have a party. At least 3 teams, 30-40 people. You do the job, celebrate the birthday, happy. When there is a marriage event going to happen, you may have 500 to 1,000 people coming there. Now it is scalable, very huge. In that case, the same sprint or same way of Scrum will work, but they need a system in place. If not, a marriage event will have a lot of confusion. So bigger level, we talk scaled agile. So don't try to use this for a small level system. We're talking about big. Usually on the information technology and technology based area, we are using scaled agile mostly. We'll talk more. All right, let me go a little more highlights for what is scaled agile. Now, I know I have only a couple of slides, not more than that. I want to give some highlight what is inside scaled agile. When I say scaled agile, why they do is, one, I gave a highlight about business agility. When I say business agility, I gave a clue that how quicker you can reflect to the market, how quick you can deliver value to the market. At the same time, in scaled agile, one thing they focus very important is customer centricity. Give a highest importance and value to what customer is looking for. Shriram, this we are doing for a long time, man. I don't think this is a new one. Of course, we're doing it. But many system does not press the button specifically. But in scaled agile, specifically press the button. How can you give customer centricity? Give about empathy, design thinking, right? You start looking from the customer perspective. What all ways you'll do? How do you listen from their dimension, persona? So they start giving more importance towards how can you get from their real value. And the third very important factor in scaled agile is they talk about synchronization. When you have 150 people, 200 people working towards a common goal, synchronizing is a big task. As I gave an analogy about a marriage, in a marriage event, you have a cook is happening there, musician is there, stage decoration is happening, and other factors are happening. All should synchronize. Then only things will get ready for the marriage event. Marriage event is going to happen by morning 8 o'clock, but the stage decoration is not done. Food is not ready because they're not informed about when to do what. Shyam, this all, they have to take responsibility. Yes, they will. But when it's very huge, sometime you should have a proper system in place to make it move in the right direction. Usually in a marriage event, we will have one uncle or one aunt who will take all this responsibility, right? Who will run through all the places and make it happen. Sometimes it works, sometimes it fails. Some of the marriages will go and come back and tell, maybe food they should organize properly. There's no one to organize for the food, right? Stage is not good, or something we'll keep doing. Parking is a problem. But this cannot happen on a corporate because it's a millions of dollars and customer is waiting for us. So how do you make it very systematic? How do you bring people together? There comes this part about scaled agile. Now, a little on the scaled agile part, before I show the real framework, how does it look like? Scaled agile works on three important factors. What are they? One is they talk about agility, as I said. Agile development they take into consideration. They use a lean product development. They use a systems thinking, and they use DevOps. Using this 3+1 DevOps, 4 items, they make a scaled agile framework. When I say a framework is a systematic approach which covers 3 factors. One is people, work, and a timeline to deliver it. Rather than telling this, what I do is I'll directly go to the framework and show you how does it look like. Again, I'll come back here. So I should have a screen. Yeah, it is here. I know for some of it will be very new. Take it as a new learning for the year 2022. You're getting some new concepts. Here it is. This is a scaled agile framework. If you are from any industry, if you are with me from last year, I am sure you learned little on agile. Okay. In this agile, you would have seen something called a Scrum as a methodology. I am sure you would have seen something called Kanban as a methodology. These two things you would have seen. Apart from that, sometimes in the classes, I would have spoke about extreme programming, that is XP. So these three only we know. Okay. This is at the team implementation level. What you see here is called scaled agile framework. How to look at this framework is on the left, you will see people. The people who work in the project or product or a value stream. This is on the left side. In this center point, you have to look at the work. When I say work, what work we are going to do? These all will be in the backlog. Portfolio level, there is a backlog. Program level, there is a backlog. Team level, there is a backlog. For some of you very new here, backlog is collection of work. I remember 1.5 to 2 years back when I take classes, when I say backlog, people feel backlog means usually the work which you don't do, that's called backlog, right? But in Agile, backlog is a place we'll have a collection of work. All the work will be there. So people, in the center, you have work, and we have a timeline here. Timeline could be 8 to 12 weeks, what all we are going to deliver. I'm not going to do deep dive here, but just give a clue for you. This is defined from the year 2011, telling that, hey, it's a map for you. In this map, we will fit in different places. For example, maybe you will fit in as a Scrum Master here. Maybe you fit in as a product owner here. Maybe you fit in as an agile team here, or you are a little above than that. You have 4 or 5 Scrum Masters reporting to you, or at least talking to you. and that will be called as a release train engineer. So it goes like this, where you have a people who take care of certain factors and work at one segment, and the bottom we have a timeline of delivery. Sridham, still, why should I learn scaled agile? If you ask me, if your corporate is getting into teams of teams, and your corporate is getting into more of technology oriented implementation, and your corporate is looking for more lean way of implementing things, and I'm sure in current year or upcoming year they will talk about scaled agile. When they talk about that, at least read these websites and have knowledge. Getting certificate is one portion. Not everyone has to get the certificate. At least read the website, get the clarity what it is. It's a new learning for you. When you go for an interview, when your corporate says you want to do scalability, you can be the first person to pronounce that, hey, I know Scrum, I know Kanban, I know how to handle teams of team. I know a little bit about framework, but give me some time. I'll learn, I can explain to the team. That level you can talk, right? So what I want to show you here is, you have to know that on the top, we have business agility. In order to achieve business agility and keep a focus on customer centricity, you will focus on people, work, and time of delivery. Sharma, how to understand this more depth? That is why we have classes to explain. It is pretty hard to explain in half an hour all the detail. Just a view for you. It is a picture, and you can learn through this where you stand, right? What I do is, I'll come back. I'll come back to the slide to explain some more concepts to you. All right. Hope things are going good. Some of you are getting the topic the first time. You feel, oh, this is alien subject for me. Okay, there is a question from Vishwanath, and I'll take this and come back. There is a question Vishwanath is asking, PMI-ACP versus SAFE. Do both are one? Which and why? That's a good question. I'm sure many of you have this question, right? In the market, if you go 10 years back, not much agile courses were there, very limited course. That too, everyone was rushing to one course called as CSM, if you heard about it, Certified Scrum Master. Once upon a time, it was considered as one of the topmost course. Even now it's good. But what happened here is, this explains only a method called Scrum. Okay. And it's good, but for a base level. If you are at the base level, junior resource, you can go for it. Still now it is good, but it's at the junior level. If you want to learn what is agile, you have to go for PMI-ACP, because in PMI-ACP, you will learn Scrum, you will learn Kanban, you will learn XP, you will learn servant leader, you will learn what is value delivery. You will learn a whole segment. PMI-ACP is one of the best certificate available in the market. That's one of the best. So what are others? That's also good, but this is one of the best certificate which covers all segment of Agile. Somebody want to really get a knowledge of Agile, they have to go to ACP. Then what is SAFE? Now SAFE is something, a framework. What you saw here is a knowledge. A framework is, which will tell you, just now I explained, it will talk about how people will work, how the work is organized on a time basis, how they will deliver it. It's a framework defined by an organization called Scaled Agile, using these all methods. They used Scrum, Kanban, XP, Lean from Toyota, DevOps from the market, security from the market. It's like a BMW car. They don't manufacture anything. They assemble everything from the market, put one thing and say, this is a framework. Okay. So now SAFE is a framework like that, but well organized. A BMW car, well organized, well assembled. A car doesn't make, they make an engine, but rest all comes from different places, right? They assemble it. But scaled agile is useful when you are in a bigger organization, go for a number of teams handling. So answer your question, each one is a different level. If you are a very entry level, you can go for a CSM. But if you want to go for a good agile knowledge, go for PMI-ACP. If you learned all this thing, if you want to go to scalability, you want to talk bigger team level, you have to go for SAFE. Hope that helps you, Vishwanathan. All right, let me go a little more to talk about what is there. Now, again, why safe? The market is keep looking for why scaled agile is needed. Now, I showed you scaled agile as Scrum, Kanban, XP. What are the agile concepts you learned in the year 2021? They apply here. They made a framework. They make a delivery every couple of weeks with a sprint. That's how they work. Now, the question is, when a lot of methodologies available in the market, why should I use a scaled agile? For this question, what scaled agile is giving is, we have a stats. The stats is we are running through most of the Fortune 100 companies or 500 companies for which they have the website. If you go to this website, Scaled Agile, you can see customer stories. Under customer stories, they collect the stats. Important stats, what they given is very interesting stats. Their time to market. I mean, the Agile first principle is our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. That's the first principle. Satisfy the customer through what? Continuous and early delivery. So time to market has increased 50%. If I'm doing something in 10 days, I will do in 5 days. Now you can question me. So Sriram, when something goes faster, will it have defects? And for that, they have the answer. The quality defects has been reduced by 50%. You will go faster, at the same time, lesser defect. Which company will say, I don't want this? Everyone will say, I want this. It means I can drive the car good fast, but I won't do any mistakes. I won't jump the signal. I won't do rash. I won't hit anyone, but it'll reach a destination on time. Now, time to market has increased because of their systematic approach of scaled agile framework, that the system what they developed. Also, the quality has been improved a lot. Is it stopped here? No. They say that the productivity has increased. It means they do more than what they do usually. What is happening here is we are using lean methodology. When you say lean, we talk about value added and non-value added items. What is value added and non-value added? For example, if I'm going to a supermarket, I'm buying something and doing the billing activity, I'm picking up from the rack is value added. For the billing, I used to stand for 5 to 10 minutes. It's a non-value added. If I can remove that non-value added, I save my time, I'll come home early. Lean management is applied in scaled agile, because of which you do early, better quality, faster, productivity goes high. Imagine if I'm going to show this in my CEO table, will they leave it? They'll feel, oh man, I want this. At any cost, do this. Now you could understand why all Fortune 500 companies in US or UK or in European Union implementing it. The reason is this is giving results. Click this customer stories later and listen to that. Okay, these are all done, Sriram. Is this enough to go for safe? No. Now, there is something called employee engagement. United States alone spending huge amount of money to keep people satisfied in their job, for which it means people has to be happy on what they do. Many companies are struggling to hold their resource. The reason is they are totally dissatisfied with the job. The reason is either they don't know what job you're doing or they're not satisfied with what they're doing. Now, what happened is with scaled agile, they're giving a stance that more than 30% people are more happier than telling that they are more committed to the job. Why? We will talk that when we go to the classes, I'll explain it. There is a place where we do PI planning. There is a place we call as product alignment, visibility, transparency. So these are the details. It looked like a marketing detail. Man, this is a pure marketing. Maybe, but it's a real data. They collected the data and telling them people are happy. And it's working because the last 15, 20 years, there is no clear clarity of how bigger teams can work together. LESS was there, discipline agile was there. They're also good. But when scaled agile came, it was very systematic. People like it. See, for example, British, I would have said the story before. British got popular, I'm talking years back. They were able to rule most of the country in the world. They say that sun never sets in the British flag, right? The main reason would be they have a system in place. Wherever country they go, they put a secretariat, they create a port, they put railway station and track and start exporting the product from that country. Okay. On those days when the king period happening, nobody has seen this kind of system in place. When such a systematic approach somebody did, the whole world bent down. They said, wow, the British ruled the world by the time. Later, that turned into negative reaction. That's a different story. The point here is anything systematic, people like it. So, scaled agile shows systematically synchronized way in a predictable way they can deliver it using the same method what you use as a Scrum, Kanban, XP. They didn't innovate something new. They're doing the same story, but at a bigger scale. That's why it got popular. Right? That's what the story here. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of questions. Let me see if you can address it. If interested in training for PMP, ACP, and SAFE, how to start and end for comprehensive learning? Vishwanathan, if you are interested to learn all three, you have to go one by one, right? In the sense, each has its own value, each needs some time. For a quicker answer for you, scaled agile is very easy and simple. It is a 2 days of training. Hardly you read for 1 week or 10 days, you'll get certified. If it is PMI-ACP, it goes at least 3 to 4 weeks of classes, and then you have to read for a couple of more weeks. Hardly 1.5 months you'll clear. PMP will take a little extra time, 8 to 10 weeks it will take to clear the exam. Hope you got that, Vishwanathan. Okay, Balaji is putting a question. How are we measuring faster? Are we committing X days and delivering X days? Is this called faster? So Balaji, I may not be able to give exact formula what they used because they collected the data from the Fortune company. They're telling faster in the sense you have some cadence placed properly. I would have showed you something called time in the framework. What happened here is we have something called program increment. A program increment goes by 8 to 12 weeks of time. So when I say 8 to 12 weeks of time, in this specified time, they were able to exactly reach the market. Now, even today we have it. 2 weeks iteration is there. We are having a release planning, but many a times the date get pushed. You know why? The reason is the depending component would not be delivered. The dependency would not be resolved. A risk would have popped up. A quality defect would have happened. Because of this reason, instead of going by January 15, you'll push the date to February 1st. Why? Because there is no collaboration with other teams to make it happen. In scaled agile, they're trying to bring every team together where your dependency, where your risk factors or collaboration factors works well. Chances are the date what you fix, you go on time. It's called predictable nature. If it happens, it's faster. That's my thought process through the faster, but definitely the calculation will be there, right? Hope it helps you. All right, let's go a little more. Some of the companies are given here. By the way, this I got from Scaled Agile website itself. Some of the companies you may know, Bosch, PepsiCo, right? Capital One, MetLife, a lot of companies are there. A lot of American, United States of Army group, all are there. By the way, this framework is new, so they have a website to explain who all happy about it. Other day I was listening to a story of Porsche. Porsche car is implementing it. Now, why I want to show this here is, first of all, you have to understand what is happening. Okay, let's go here. If you see here, why I want to bring this here is Tata Group. We know Tata Group is a very big group, okay? In the sense, they have different portfolios. One of that is called IT segment. Very good. In Tata Steel, we will have some portion of IT, isn't it? It will have some portion of technology oriented. Automotive segment, we have some sort of IT or information technology will be there. Consumer retail, you will have some technology coming here. Infrastructure, you have some technology. Financial service, you have some technology. Aerospace, you will have it. You name any portfolio, now technology is there. You cannot deny it. You go for a construction, infrastructure, aerospace, pharma, everywhere technology is there. Scaled Agile is focusing more towards technology-oriented organization. And in the explanation of Scaled Agile, they'll tell that every business is a software business. This is what they give a statement. The reason is you may do anything, but you will have a technology portion there. This technology, how to deliver it effectively with good amount of collaboration is what Scaled Agile helping. There are a few more terms in there, but for you to understand quickly, you have to understand you may be from any domain, but you will have some portion of the domain having some influence on technology or information technology, and how this can be utilized and how this can be delivered on time using the scaled agile framework. That's what they explain in this chapters. Okay, what I'll do is I'll go to the question. There is one more question here. Deeptal asking some question. My question is more into SAFe Agilist exam. How important is to have a working knowledge in SAFe prior to appear for the exam? That's a good question. There's a question here. Question is, do I need to have a prior experience? I'll be pretty open on this. Very less amount of people in the world have working experience in scaled agile. You know why? Scaled agile came only in the year 2011, hardly 10 years. On top of that, implementation is happening only in the Fortune 100 or 500 companies. How many of us working in Fortune company? Very less. And now it is getting spread over in other industry as well, also in other companies. So working knowledge, if you ask me, that'll be very less. However, as it is a new framework in the market, the exam, I feel it's very moderate. They don't scrutinize in the exam through scenario questions. If you're coming from PMP background, you will think, oh, a lot of situation questions come. As I see, mostly it will be a straightforward questions in the exam. But here the exam focus is not important. Here the importance is, are you understanding the framework properly? When I say framework, how does it work? Do you understand that? That is what they're expecting here. So answer your question. They don't push you to be more experienced in SAFe because they too know that it is very new in the market. A lot of terminologies are very new. People don't understand it. It'll take time. So they keep the exam very simple, whereas the classes will be interesting to learn it. For example, now we are conducting a scaled agile session, which is happening tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we have it. So people learn the concepts depth. Exams will be smooth enough. Hope you got that. All right. Now I want to show you something more about the scaled agile. Give a minute. All right. Where I have that, here it is. So there is a presentation about the scaled agile factor. Let me see if a sound sharing works. I'll just check out with you whether my audio is coming up. Well, I found a short video, thought of playing it from Scaled Agile website.
We're confident you'll be able to navigate.
Can you confirm, are you getting the audio? Is it coming good for you? All right, that's good. Good technology works. Let's listen to this. Just going to show the big picture, what it is all about.
Through the framework easily once you know how it's put together. You'll be able to find what you're looking for quickly and focus your attention while learning SAFe. The goal of SAFe is business agility, located at the top of the big picture. Business agility is the ability to compete and thrive in the digital age by quickly responding to market changes and emerging opportunities with innovative business solutions. Business agility can be attained by both enterprises and governments. Business agility is enabled by 7 core competencies. SAFe is built around these core competencies, which are the primary lens for understanding and implementing SAFe. Each competency is a set of related knowledge, skills, events, and behaviors, which together enable organizations to achieve business agility. At the bottom of the big picture, the Lean Agile leadership competency anchors the foundation. The foundation contains the supporting principles, values, mindset, implementation guidance, and leadership roles needed to deliver value successfully at scale. It provides the basis for all other practices in SAFe. To reflect the complexity of large organizations, SAFe can be viewed and used through 3 levels. The essential level is the most basic level of the framework, and it provides the minimal elements necessary to be successful with SAFe, building on Agile teams and teams of Agile teams. The large solution level is for enterprises that are building large and complex solutions that require coordination across hundreds of people. The portfolio level provides the strategy and guidance to align a team of teams around common goals and outcomes. Each level is driven by key roles that ensure the organization gets the most value from SAFe by leveraging proven practices. There's a lot here, and all the elements don't necessarily have to be used all at once, so an organization might start implementing practices from the essential level before other levels. Finally, there is the spanning palette. The spanning palette contains various roles and artifacts that may apply to one or more levels of SAFe. As you can see, the spanning palette is another example of the flexibility and configurability of SAFe. As just shown with the spanning palette example, the SAFe Big Picture is configurable using these tabs at the top. When you click these tabs, you can see the 4 SAFe configurations: Essential SAFe, Large Solution SAFe, Portfolio SAFe, and Full SAFe. As you click each one, you can see how the pieces of the big picture can be configured for each enterprise. Essential SAFe provides the basic configuration enterprises can choose. Large Solution SAFe adds the large solution level for organizations that build big solutions that span hundreds of people but don't need portfolio guidance. Portfolio SAFe extends Essential SAFe with strategic guidance. Finally, Full SAFe includes all levels of SAFe. The Overview tab provides a simplified view of SAFe's 7 core competencies and the dimensions of each that enable business agility. The SAFe Big Picture is also interactive in that each element is clickable and leads to an article that provides guidance on how to implement SAFe. As you explore the SAFe Big Picture at scaledagileFramework.com, we recommend you start with business agility and the 7 core competencies. As you continue on your learning journey to successfully scaling Agile with SAFe, please take advantage of the wealth of knowledge provided in the SAFe Big Picture.
I know this person went pretty faster. It would have been a little tough for you to observe. But again, the point is to make you little understand what does the framework look like. That's what the intention is. By the way, there is a question from Ramachandran here. He's asking, SAFe timeline, you mentioned that 8 to 10 weeks of time. But Scrum timeline, as per my understanding, is 2 to 4 weeks. I'm a little confused here. Could you please clarify? That's a good question. Now, if you watch out Scaled Agile, in Scaled Agile, we call something called PI, that is program increment. Let me see if I can quickly show you something so that you'll also get clarity. So now what happened is in Scaled Agile, I believe you see the screen. Okay, good. If you see screen here, if you watch out, we use 8 to 12 weeks as one PI. This is called program increment. We would sit for 2 days and make a plan how my team will work for upcoming 8 to 12 weeks, which is nothing but 1 quarter. In a year, 1 quarter, 8 to 12 weeks, what we have to do. Will we have clear plan? I will say no. We'll have a clarity of what are the dependencies, what are the risks can be there, what are the needed factors to be addressed. We have a clarity here. So 2 days of planning will help me to work for next 8 to 12 weeks. When I say 8 to 12 weeks, this goes by each iteration, the sprint or scrum. This is 2 weeks iteration. This is 2 weeks iteration. This is again another 2 weeks iteration. This is again 2 weeks iteration. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 iterations or a sprint you will do. And last one sprint we will do innovation sprint. Innovation planning, where we spend time to understand what are new concepts in the market, what I have to do for the next upcoming thing. Again, we'll do PI planning. This will go for another 2 days of time. In this 2 days, we will work out for upcoming next 8 to 12 weeks of time. So this is called synchronized way of working, predictable way of working, and it goes by PI planning followed by 8 to 12 weeks of implementation. So I think Ramachandran, you would have got an idea. When you say 8 to 12 weeks, it includes number of sprints inside that, right? That's a point. Hope we got that. And there is a question from Abhishek. SAFe versus PMI-ACP, which should be taken in current Agile world? I would tell go for ACP and then go for SAFe as well. Because going forward, you may need to know whole Agile. You may need to know scalability in Agile. Market is looking for. If you are looking for senior roles, if you're looking for general role, I don't think you have to strain too much. PMI-ACP should be sufficient for you. So that's a point. Hope that helps you. What I do is quickly, I'll share some more information. Yep. So I brought out this portfolio related detail. The reason is you have to get a clarity how this scaled Agile is applicable, right? All right. Any specific questions here? I know we are getting close to the time. Okay, there is a question from Danish. Is Scaled Agile or SAFe is part of PMI group? No, it is part of Scaled Agile community. That's a different group altogether. They are operating from United States, and that's a different segment, not PMI. To compete with the SAFe, PMI have something called as Discipline Agile. Discipline Agile yet to pick up heavily, but it is there. So that's how it goes. All right. There is a question from Rajesh. From video, how role differs from lead SAFe, Agilist, and POPM within framework? From video, how role differs from lead SAFe, Agilist, and POPM within framework? Rajesh, I'm trying to understand your question. When you say POPM, it's product owner and product manager. We are learning as a product owner how they will apply in scaled agile. You know what is product owner? A business person, right? So there is no specific role change. Role will be the same. A Scrum Master is always a Scrum Master. Product owner is always a product owner. Release train engineer will be there. Product manager will be there. Business owner will be there. There are some certifications. One is called Leading SAFe. Leading SAFe is one of the best certificate in the market, which explains the whole framework. I showed a video about framework, right? It will be totally explaining in 2 days of class. In this, there is something called certification only for POPM. POPM, if you are a business person, if you are a product owner, you don't want to learn the full framework. You feel that as a product owner, what I have to do here? If you ask those questions, you will learn that certification. But usually I see people, they learn Leading SAFe, the whole full picture. After learning that, they go for POPM. So specifically they learn. You become an MBBS, then you become a specific surgeon. That's what they do. It's just a thought process for you. All right. One more question here. Santosh is asking a question. SAFe or PMI Discipline Agile? How to understand this, Santosh? So SAFe is a different community. Scaled Agile. PMI is a different. PMI has acquired in 2018, I believe, Discipline Agile Delivery, DAD. They acquired it. That's a different certification. It is coming up, but yet to pick up. They are also taking time to pick up. If you ask me which is a trending now, SAFe is a trending one. Balaji, another question. Is there any sequence we need to follow in all those certifications you mentioned? Nothing sequence here. If you ask me, I did CSM years back. But what I made a decision is every year I will do one certificate. It could be anything. So by that, I started doing certificate one after the other. First, I did a CSM, then I did a PMP, then I did PMI-ACP, then I did a Scaled Agile. But there is no specific order you can go. But one condition, if you don't know what Agile at all, zero knowledge, then don't go to SAFe immediately. You will have tough time. You have to learn at least PMI-ACP to get the hold of Agile, then go for SAFe. I assume most of you here have Agile knowledge. If somebody has a zero Agile knowledge, either do PMP class or PMI-ACP class, then go for SAFe, because SAFe is a little advanced level where they will come with the assumption you know Scrum already. They come with the assumption you know Kanban already. They start talking Kanban knowledge. So you'll have a little tough time there. So you have to get little knowledge here and go for it. That is why I'm explaining in 2022, because in 2021, PMP came with the 50% adaptive knowledge. So we took 1 year to explain a lot of Agile concepts in the classes. By now, you're all ready for it. If you're totally new, Sriram, first time coming here, listen to our PMP classes, listen to our PMI-ACP classes, then go for SAFe. Yep. Geetanjali says, I have zero knowledge. So Geetanjali, the answer to you is listen our PMP classes, listen our PMI-ACP classes, then go for SAFe. There are people without that also, they're going there. It will be something like without knowing Japanese, getting to Japan as a tourist. You don't know what it is, a washroom or it is a restaurant, you don't know what it is. You'll be running here and there. Rather, you at least learn something and go there, then you will enjoy it. Right? That's what I keep recommending. Okay. Right. That's a message. Right. All right. Any other questions? By the way, first, thanks all for being here. I know usually we'll hit more about PMP classes. Today, we thought to kickstart with the Scaled Agile because I'm seeing a lot of job descriptions in the market now. I will talk about career counseling in another few days. This job description, mostly they're asking more of Agile questions. So whether they know it or not, they're asking question. So you have to be prepared. So start reading Agile in this year. Start very basic level. Don't try to go advanced immediately. Start basic. Agile is most easiest thing in the world, I'll tell you. Right? Even your grandmother can read this. That much easy it is. So they made it very simple, but take time to read it. That's the reason I want to start the first session with Agile. And tomorrow we have PMP. In PMP also we have a lot of Agile. So going forward, you will see more Agile flavor, but that doesn't mean the planned and predictive way will go away. No, it will be there. Plan and predictive way will be there. On top of that, like a pizza topping, we will have Agile. Always will be there. Okay. So first, thanks a lot for everyone for being here for the day. It's a good kickstart for the day. And coming Saturday, we have this PMP. Again, we'll continue with the next week with a few more subjects. So if you have any questions, if you have any topics to be discussed, feel free to add in the comments in the YouTube session or let us know. We'll try to cover those sessions. Okay, there's one more question from Vishwanathan. Are you allowing us to enroll for any of your training and can request for other old classes competition? Vishwanathan, I think you're part of our Zoom. I'm sure you're in touch with our executives. Please stay in touch. We have a lot of sessions happening. Be part of that. We are happy to invite you. So we are in the industry for a few years and we conduct PMP, PMI-ACP, scaled Agile, right? And we do career counseling as well. So join with us. We'll do a good journey towards your success. Hope that's good. Great. Thanks all for being here and happy for the people. And I have some more questions coming up. Okay, I'll take one more question. Leading Safe here. Nagendra from YouTube is asking me, is Leading Safe and POPM a different certification or one certification? Nagendra, quick answer. Leading Safe explains a full framework, how each things work segment by segment. A Leading Safe can be learned by junior resource, Scrum Master, Project Manager, Program Manager, Portfolio Manager, CEO of the company. Anyone can learn. That's a top most needed. Whereas POPM, a little different. It is specialization on how a product owner will work on this. That is how POPM works. Hope that helps you. Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks a lot for being here and we'll catch you soon and give your comments, give your likes and tell us what you like more to hear from us. Thanks for being here. Catch you all soon. Bye-bye.